If you've researched how to overcome your fear of public speaking, you've very likely come across advice encouraging you to join Toastmasters. It's not surprising given that it's the oldest and largest public speaking organization in the world, has been around since 1924, and is in over 143 countries. However, if you get really nervous speaking in front of a group, or suffer from social anxiety, there are some very important things to know if you're considering joining Toastmasters. In fact, participating in Toastmasters can be counterproductive and actually result in more anxiety when speaking. This video will give you 5 key reasons why, so you can understand if Toastmasters fits with your goals. So what is Toastmasters? Each Toastmasters club typically has a weekly meeting where a few members deliver speeches they've prepared and practiced ahead of time. In another part of the meeting, called Table Topics, members are selected at random to go to the front of the room where they are asked a question and have to provide a response on the spot, without any preparation. Both the prepared and table topic speeches are evaluated by other club members, which brings us to the first issue with Toastmasters. Absolutely everything is evaluated. Pre-assigned members provide an oral evaluation after all speeches. Toastmasters take it a step further, by having the evaluations evaluated by another evaluator. A lot of evaluation, right? Toastmasters promotes this as a positive. In their view, how can club members improve if they're not told how they can be better? However, social or performance anxiety is based on the fear of being negatively judged, and possibly rejected. Exposure to things we are afraid of in small doses can be very effective in overcoming anxiety, but the frequent evaluations in Toastmasters can be overwhelming and make someone doubt and judge themselves even more. And although evaluations in Toastmasters are mostly positive, evaluators are encouraged to always provide something that the speaker can improve, or what's referred to as a growth point. For people who are already hard on themselves, it's a huge challenge just to stand in front of a room full of people, let alone deliver a speech. Telling them what they should be doing better doesn't exactly bolster one's confidence. Giving guidance on the cause of our anxiety and providing coaching and specific tools on how to reduce it would be a better approach. Unfortunately, this is not a focus in Toastmasters. So what is the focus? This brings us to number 2. Just practice, and then practice some more. When it comes to preparing for speeches, there's an emphasis in the Toastmasters doctrine that members should simply practice, practice, practice. They really live by the adage that practice makes perfect. But for those of us that are perfectionists, we know that stressing out about making our performances perfect is a key reason why we're anxious speaking to people in the first place. Anything less than perfect is a failure. Also, how many of our daily interactions with people allow us the time and opportunity to prepare and polish our comments and responses? Exactly. Issue number 3. Very structured and boring meetings. A common observation about Toastmaster meetings is that they're very structured. In addition to the speeches, there can be business meetings within the meeting in which general club matters are discussed. Also, there are several reports given by people in specific roles, like the timer, who provides the duration of each speech and evaluation, and an accounter who reports how many crutch words that each person has inadvertently uttered. If you already have to endure multiple meetings each day in your 9-to-5 job, another formal meeting can feel like too much. One other mention should be the clapping. There's a lot of it. Everyone claps after each speech, evaluation, or report. It can feel quite forced and ritualistic. Speaking of forced, this brings us to number 4. Competitions and inauthentic speaking style. While not necessary, members are encouraged to sign up for Toastmaster speaking competitions. They start at the club level in which the winner advances to the area competition, then the division, and then possibly the international competition. Unfortunately, as is the case in regular meetings, speeches are not judged on content, but instead very specific areas that are hallmarks of Toastmaster dogma, like using vocal variety, hand gestures, and using the full stage, to name a few. As a result, the speeches that score the highest and win are ones that use gratuitous vocal variety and hand gestures. They can come across as overly theatric and cheesy. Of course, speaking style is a preference that can vary from person to person. To judge for yourself, you can find a number of Toastmaster Championship speeches online to see if this style suits you. Lastly, number 5 has nothing to do with speaking at all. There's a good chance you'll be asked to volunteer to serve on the club executive. Besides the president, there is a vice president of education who creates meeting agendas each week, a VP of membership who communicates with people interested in joining the club, a VP of public relations, and a treasurer. Because most clubs are quite small, there's a chance a given club will need some newer members each year to fill these roles. This may be good for a person who is looking to develop their leadership skills for potential career advancement. However, if a person's focus when joining Toastmasters is to help deal with their social anxiety, receiving the extra burden of additional work on club matters may not be helpful in the overall goal. Again, Toastmasters can be good for specific people, however there are other options that are much more fun and effective that will be covered in upcoming videos. Click the subscribe button below to make sure you don't miss out, and please hit the like button or comment below if you found this useful.